Each year, the Newseum honors journalists who were killed while doing their jobs. This year, 2 men were excluded from that list. They were working for al-Aqsa, the media arm of Hamas. Their deaths and their exclusion from the list of honored journalists has raised questions about how to define who is a working journalist. Hussam Salama and Mahmoud al-Kumi were working for al-Aqsa, the official media arm of Hamas. They were killed in a strike similar to this. The Israeli military fired a missile at their car, just as a missile was fired at this building in the Gaza Strip, targeting al-Aqsa television.
Basically, we believe, and this is a view supported and sustained in international humanitarian law, that the military and that governments can't sit and make determinations about you are a journalist, you are a propagandist, and if you're a propagandist, we can attack you militarily.
And that's why the Committee to Protect Journalists included the 2 men on their list of journalists killed in the line of duty for 2012. But others do not believe they were journalists.
So this is a TV station run by a terrorist organization, acknowledged as a terrorist organization, certainly in the United States and many other countries. And, you know, it's like a spokesman for the mafia. It doesn't change the fact that that spokesman is a mobster. And just because you've become a spokesman for a terrorist group, you're still a terrorist.
The U.S. Treasury Department has defined al-Aqsa TV as a television station in Gaza financed and controlled by Hamas, and therefore indistinguishable from Hamas, and so must be treated as a foreign terrorist organization and therefore subject to U.S. sanctions controls. In a statement to JN1, the Newseum said that they take the concerns raised about the 2 men seriously, and pending further investigation, they've decided to reevaluate their inclusion on the Journalist Memorial Wall. The Newseum added that terrorism has changed the landscape in many areas, and journalism is no exception.
We obviously, as a free press organization, have a very broad definition. We don't make judgments about content except in certain very limited circumstances. International humanitarian law provides civilian protection to journalists regardless of the perspective from which they report.
The Anti-Defamation League is now welcoming the decision of the Newseum to avoid memorializing the 2 al-Aqsa staff.
The facts were out there as to what these stations were and what these people were doing. And we were sort of surprised that after being told and submitted documents, etc., that they made the decision. My feeling is, again, they made the right decision. And hopefully we'll be able to meet at a certain point to help develop some standards.
The Newseum notes that its mission is to support the First Amendment rights to free speech and a free press. It also acknowledges that there are complex questions of how to define who a journalist is in this modern world, and it's launching a new initiative to explore those questions. This is Priscilla Huff for JN1 in Washington.